Title: The Broken Record. It was a crisp autumn evening in Kansas City, and the city buzzed with excitement as the Chiefs prepared for their next big game. Travis Kelce, the star tight end, was focused, his mind honed in on the strategies for the upcoming match. Yet, as he lounged in his spacious home, flipping through game tape, his phone buzzed incessantly on the coffee table. After the third vibration, Travis grabbed it, only to see Taylor's name flashing across the screen. He hesitated but finally swiped to answer. "Hey, babe," he said casually, expecting the usual lighthearted banter. Instead, Taylor's voice dripped with urgency. "Travis, we need to talk," she said, her tone serious and a little shaky. "About what?" He frowned, sensing something off. "I've been thinking about us, about everything that's happening. I want to make it work, but," she paused, gathering her thoughts. "I think we need to be more open about our relationship in public. Like, really commit to this." Travis felt a storm brewing inside him. He appreciated Taylor's honesty, but the timing couldn't have been worse. "Taylor, I'm in the middle of preparing for a game. Can we talk about this later?" "Travis, I'm serious. I feel like we're holding back because of the media and everything else. I want people to know how much I care about you." Her plea hit him like a sack from a defensive lineman. For months, their relationship had thrived under the radar, away from the prying eyes of the public and the relentless social media speculation. Travis loved the privacy. It allowed him to be himself, to love freely. Now, Taylor's unexpected declaration turned that comfort into turmoil. "Why do you want to make it public?" he snapped, his frustration bubbling over. "Can't we just enjoy what we have without the world getting involved?" "Because I'm tired of hiding," she shouted back, her voice rising. "I want to celebrate what we have, not keep it a secret." Travis clenched his jaw, his emotions spiraling. He loved Taylor more than he could express, but the pressure of their high-profile relationship weighed heavily on him. "This isn't just about us. I've got my career to think about, the team, everything." "I know, but I'm not asking you to give up anything. I just want to be honest about us," she replied, her voice softer now, tinged with hurt. He ran a hand through his hair, feeling the frustration morph into something else, a wave of sadness. "It feels like you're turning this into something it's not, Taylor. We're happy the way we are. Why risk it?" Silence stretched between them, the air heavy with unspoken words. Travis could almost hear the clock ticking in the background, counting down to game day. "I just thought we were on the same page," Taylor finally said, her voice breaking. "But if you can't see that this is important to me." "Taylor, wait," he interjected, but she had already hung up. The finality of the click resonated through the room, leaving a gaping void where warmth and laughter once thrived. Travis paced back and forth, his mind racing. He wanted to scream, to throw something. Instead, he sank into the couch, staring at the wall blankly. How did a simple conversation turn into a crisis? He felt furious, not just at Taylor but at the situation. She was right about one thing. They were navigating uncharted waters. The constant public scrutiny, the pressure to conform to the expectations of a celebrity relationship, it was overwhelming. But did he really want to keep hiding? The game was just around the corner, and he needed to focus. But instead, he replayed their conversation in his mind like a broken record. As the clock ticked down to game time, Travis put on his jersey, but he felt nothing but emptiness. The energy in the stadium was electric, the crowd roaring with anticipation, yet he could barely hear it over the chaos in his head. Travis Kelce paced the hardwood floor of his Kansas City condo, his muscles tense and his jaw clenched. The tight end, known for his smooth charm and cool under pressure on the football field, was anything but calm tonight. He had just finished watching Taylor Swift's surprise appearance on Good Morning America, and his phone buzzed nonstop with messages from teammates, friends, and fans alike. Taylor had made a plea for their romance, on live television, without warning. He ran his hand through his hair, trying to make sense of it. "Travis and I," Taylor had begun, eyes soft but voice steady. "I just want to say that sometimes, love doesn't fit into the perfect boxes people expect it to. We've been figuring things out, and I hope everyone can give us the space to do that." She had smiled, but it was a smile filled with vulnerability. She wasn't just talking to America, she was talking to him, too. She had looked right into the camera, and for a moment, it felt like she was staring directly at him, pleading for patience, for understanding. He had expected something different. Something quieter. They had agreed to handle their relationship away from the spotlight, to take their time and figure out what they had. And now, Taylor, his Taylor, the woman who understood what it was like to live under a microscope, had just put their relationship on blast in front of millions. He grabbed his phone, reading the texts flooding in. Teammate Jason Kelce. Dude, I just saw that. You good? Publicist. We need to talk about this ASAP. Mom. Taylor seemed so sweet. Call me when you have a chance. Love you. Travis exhaled sharply, feeling the weight of the public's eyes even though he was alone in his living room. He wasn't just angry, he was hurt. How could she do this without telling him first? He wanted to protect what they had, to keep it safe from the constant noise of the media, the gossip, the endless questions. He stared at his phone, thumb hovering over Taylor's contact. He needed to talk to her. But what could he even say? He knew she wasn't trying to hurt him, she never would. But the shock and frustration coursed through him like adrenaline before a game, and he wasn't sure he could keep his cool. Just then, his phone rang. It was her. For a moment, he debated letting it go to voicemail. But then he picked up, his voice harder than he intended. Taylor, what the hell was that? There was silence on the other end, and he could picture her biting her lip, trying to find the right words. I'm sorry, Travis. I didn't mean to blindside you. I don't know. I felt like I had to say something. Everyone's been talking, and I hate that they're treating us like some spectacle. So you thought the best move was to make it an even bigger spectacle? His frustration boiled over. We talked about this, Tay. We said we'd keep things between us. I know, she said, her voice small. But people are making up stories, saying we're faking it or that you're ashamed to be seen with me. I couldn't stand it anymore. Who cares what they think? Travis ran a hand over his face, trying to calm the storm inside him. What matters is us. I care, she whispered. I care because I want this to work, Travis. I want us to work. That admission made him pause. Her vulnerability hit him hard. He wasn't used to seeing this side of her, the woman who dominated stages worldwide, the superstar with legions of fans. But here, she was just Taylor, scared of losing what they had. His anger deflated, leaving behind a sense of helplessness. I get it, he said, his voice softer now. I just wish you'd talk to me first. Title: The Surprise Plea. Travis Kelce paced nervously in the locker room, his heart racing. The Kansas City Chiefs had just wrapped up a grueling practice, but all he could think about was Taylor. The media storm surrounding their relationship had intensified over the past few weeks, and Travis was feeling the pressure from every direction. After dating in relative privacy, Taylor had suddenly become the center of attention, both in the press and on social media. Travis appreciated her fame and the way she brought joy to millions, but he was also feeling suffocated by the constant scrutiny. Just yesterday, he'd seen headlines suggesting that their relationship was more of a publicity stunt than a genuine romance, and it had ignited something in him, a mix of frustration and anger. That evening, he was invited to an event celebrating his recent on-field success, and he half-heartedly agreed to attend. As he arrived at the venue, flashes from cameras popped like fireworks, capturing him in his tailored suit, a stark contrast to the typical jersey he wore on game days. As he stepped inside, he could hear whispers and feel the weight of the crowd's expectations. Then, just as he began to relax, he spotted Taylor at the front of the room. She was supposed to be performing, but instead of her usual upbeat energy, she looked serious. The room fell silent as she stepped up to the microphone, and Travis felt a tight knot form in his stomach. He'd seen that look before, a mixture of determination and vulnerability that always caught him off guard. Hey everyone, I want to take a moment to talk about something that's really important to me, she began, her voice steady but laced with emotion. I know the world has been watching us, and I just want to say that what Travis and I have is real. I love him, and I want to fight for us. Travis's heart sank. The surprise plea was supposed to be a sweet declaration of love, but all he felt was fury bubbling beneath the surface. Did she not understand how this would only amplify the scrutiny they were already under? The crowd erupted into applause, but all he could hear was the pounding of his own heartbeat. The moment felt like a betrayal. He had wanted to protect their relationship, keep it out of the public eye. Instead, Taylor had put it on display, throwing them both into the spotlight even further. He wanted to shout that they were more than a headline, that their love was deep and complicated and not something to be commodified for likes and views. As the applause faded, he stormed out of the venue, the echoes of cheers ringing hollow in his ears. He needed air, space to think. Outside, the cool night air hit his face, grounding him. He paced the sidewalk, grappling with his emotions. His phone buzzed, and he glanced down to see a text from Taylor. "Travis, please, I didn't mean to upset you. Can we talk?" "Talk," he muttered to himself. "Is that all this is?" Before he could respond, he heard the click of heels behind him. Taylor had followed him outside, her face illuminated by the streetlights. "Travis, wait," she called out, her voice laced with concern. He turned to face her, feeling a mix of anger and sadness. "What were you thinking, Taylor? Why would you make a plea like that in front of all those people? You know how this affects me." "Because it's true," she shot back, her eyes sparkling with determination. "I'm tired of hiding how I feel. I'm tired of pretending that I don't want this to work. You mean too much to me." Travis rubbed the back of his neck, his frustration boiling over. "But I'm not just a piece of your narrative. I'm not some character in your song. This isn't a fairy tale, it's real life, and I need to keep some of it private." "Real life includes vulnerability, Travis," she countered, stepping closer. "I'm not afraid to show the world how I feel about you, and I wish you would stop pushing me away." L.